Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Liverpool and an amazing championship Sunday, an eventful one of that. I'm sure you were both watching from the crowd the majority of that time in that previous match. Lucent and Space Station, an interesting game. Some predictions for 2-1 we had on the desk actually. Unfortunately for Lucent, despite a very big effort on that second map, Space Station did clinch it in the end. Perhaps some mistakes here and there, guys.
Yeah, definitely. We always say it, it's always in those kind of clinical moments that Space Station just seemed to kind of take the round from almost under the Lucent team's nose. So yeah, it was a good display. I did feel like Lucent could have made a couple of better decisions, maybe have taken that map on Forge Blitz, but ultimately it was business as usual for Space Station.
It was business as usual, but as you mentioned, some mistaken rounds where Lucent really could have capitalised, and pretty much almost a map worth of those rounds. So definite promise coming in from this Lucent squad, and of course going up against Regal, it's going to be a tough task for Regal.
Yeah, that is the next match, of course, folks. Losers bracket final. It's Regal versus Lucent. Ex-teammates on both sides. Of course, the passionate Jack reaction on the Lucent Esports side. That is, of course, the favourite team going into this one. I think we can start off by saying that Lucent, going into the event even, they have been the favourite team to get to the grand final. The question is, can they do it here against a hot Regal reserve, who, of course, dispatched of Aerox in what was an extremely eventful game. Of course, me and you casted that one earlier, Elliot. 2-1 the final score. Our first map was insane. But yeah, Regal Reserve did live to fight another day. And now they're going against Lucent in the loser bracket final. I think it's a clash of game styles, actually, in the initials for this one, at least in my opinion. Lucent, at least for me, I think have the edge. We'll go into predictions in detail. But first, let's throw this to the main stage. I believe we have an interview with Ford.
Thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated. I'm joined here on the main stage with Dysix and Cougars, both coming from Spain, here live in Liverpool. Dysix, I'm going to start with you. I got to ask you, I'm sure everyone in the chat is wondering the same thing. Your match against Aerox, Ash and Co., what was it that meant so much to you? Dragons, of course, got very into it, a lot of trash talk. Was there a rivalry? Why was it so passionate?
Because they are top 3 with pro points in years, and we think that they are shit. Really, we are better with Nasher and rotations, and we need to go pro circuit.
Who is the worst person on that team?
Ash.
Why?
There, because he always asks us, speak, and this is very bad.
All right, there you have it. Let's talk about Spain versus the UK in general. Do you think the Spanish region is a superior region to the UK region, and why?
It's linear, I think.
It's equal.
Yes, equal, because Spain have good Nasher, I think, good skill, but we need more teamwork and more rotations in gears.
Interesting. Very humble. I appreciate that. I respect that. My last question for you. You're going up next against the Lucent Esports squad. You already beat the number 3 seed. Can you beat the number 2 seed, and why?
I think we can, because we have the skill, the Nasher, and we only need to do rotations good and play very well with teamwork.
Yep. I know you used to play with this guy to my left back in Season 1. I know Dragons or Shadows, one of the two, played with them in New Orleans. Is there a rivalry there? Any bad blood?
I think I don't understand good.
Sorry, I apologize. Do you like these guys? Are you friends with them or no?
Yeah, I think they are good, but I think we are better.
There you have it. All right.
Good teamwork, but we have more skill.
There you have more skill. Cougars, they say they're more skilled than you are. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they have more skill. That's why with Julius and me, just don't like to play with Spanish. So they play like retards. They don't like to rotate. He's talking about rotations, but I never seen a Spanish guy rotation in the map, so I don't know.
Who is it on this team that is the worst? Who are you going to take advantage of? Who are you going to try and kill?
To kill?
Who is the worst player on this team?
I think everyone, man. I don't know. I think Dysix is the worst. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to try and expose Dysix.
We will look this.
You will see, he says. We will see. My last question for you and is about your roster. You guys just played against Space Station, a close map number 2. Break it down. Why didn't you win that second map, and what happened against Space Station?
I think we play good, but we took too many rounds, so we just need to keep focus, try to don't get close to the kills. Sometimes we just the pressure comes down and we choke too many rounds. So we are gonna try to just play with the teammates. We can win.
Very well said. Dysix, I'm going to bring it back to you. And this time you can answer in Spanish. Any last words for this team? Any last words for anyone in the chat in Spanish? Feel free.
En español. Todo esto es por todos los demás españoles y vamos a intentar ganar este Butalán. Y vamos a ganar a ellos, que siempre nos han ganado LANes, y vamos a demostrar quién es el mejor.
Anything else in return?
No.
All right. Well, shake hands, lock it up. Good luck to both of you guys in this one. We're going to kick it right back to you guys on the main stage for our Losers Bracket Final coming up next.
Great interview there, Fallout. Thank you for that. Both players quite humble, not too animated. They just want to play their own game as per usual, and not too opinionated, I guess, in terms of how to play the game. Eh?
Oh, I don't know, Cougars. I
guess Cougars was a bit more aggressive, but still a little.
I like the humble interview from Dysix.
Okay.
He knows there's a task ahead of him. He knows they're gonna have a tough game, and for me, I don't like Cougar's response. I don't want them to take Regal too lightly because we've seen them knock out number 3. They have the potential to knock out number 2, and it really depends how they play on the day.
Same.
I think it's a bit of a different task, to be honest with you. I do feel like this Lucent side team rather are a little bit too strong for Regal. I feel like, I'm not saying they don't have a chance to win here. I feel like all they're going to have to do is really work hard in those kind of slaying situations and focus more on those when kind of bringing it to Lucent. I feel that's their only real opportunity to take this map. Okay. Sorry, to take this series.
Okay, we'll touch more upon that in just a second. Let's look at the picks and bans, because I think this is going to be very important, actually, in deciding who wins this one. It's going to be Lucent Esports banning Foundation to start with, against Regal Reserve. Of course, we know how good Regal are on that map. No surprise there, I guess. Dam is banned by Regal. Lucent Esports picking Forge Blitz, just like they did against Space Station in the previous map. Regal Reserve picking Harbour. Haven't seen that much this event. Interesting. Lucent Esports ban Impact. Regal with the ban on Lift, and if we need it, final map Reclaimed. Alex, any thoughts on that one?
I love that Foundation and Dam are the first 2 bans there, just getting those maps straight off the board. And it opens up a great selection of maps for the rest of the game there. Like we're seeing Forge Blitz come in as a first map. That's usually what we see nearer the end of the cycle.
Sure,
and Harbour coming in as the second map. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. I feel like that Forge Blitz map it has the potential to be an absolute scrap. I think we're going to get an absolute fantastic game from that map. Harbour, I haven't seen it much been played this event so far, so going to be interesting to see what these 2 teams can do in that. And then obviously final map Reclaimed. I feel like both these teams have shown that they are pretty good at that map at this event so far, so again has the potential to be a proper scrap. I love that word, scrap.
It's
such a great
British team
word
as well, and of course the British, well not British, a European event, shall we say. We're in Liverpool, we're in the UK. But we do say that a lot, don't we? I've just noticed. In any case, in my opinion, Forge Blitz playing that first, I think that gives a little bit of an edge to Lucent in the picks and bans. We've just seen them play pretty well and getting 5 rounds against Europe's best on that. So, yeah, I think they have a little bit of an edge going into this one. We'll see how they perform after SSG just taking that map there at the end. How are we going to go, though, with predictions, I wonder, guys? I'm going to start with you, Alex. Now, I want map count. You don't have to go into round count. It might be too difficult, honestly, because I'm struggling to think about what I'd go with on that sense. Who do you see taking this one? And by maps, please.
By maps, I can't go against the number 2 seed here. Okay. Lucent, they look super strong against Space Station, who, they did come close to Regal earlier, but in the maps that were, heavily in Space Station's favour, Regal looks pretty poor. So yeah, I'm going to go Lucent. I'm going to go 2-1. I can see Harbour going over to Regal.
Interesting.
I'm going to go 2-0 Lucent. I'm going to go 7-6 on Forge Blitz, and then I'm going to go 7-4 on Harbour. Now, I just think that Lucent Esports are too strong. They have that ability to set up when they need to. They have that ability to pull out of key situations when they need to, and I feel like Regal are just a bit too aggressive at times, and Lucent are just going to capitalise on that.
Well, certainly the potential is there for one of the closest matches, if not the closest match of this entire event. It is Regal versus Lucent. Starting off on Forge Blitz, please. Through Darko, take it away.
Beat Campbell, we are going to go into this one, and I'm assuming it's going to be a thick and hard contest to start with. Straight away. Going to step on board with Lucent Cougars. Alex, what are you thinking for this one?
I'm agreeing with you. I think you're right. It is definitely going to come thick and fast. And, well, Cougars is the man who usually brings that kind of play style. And the funny thing about this is that the two members that were on stage, these are the guys that are going to be opening up this button fight. They're the Dysix against Cougars up top for button controllers. It's a good fight. But we are seeing Regal so far slaying out. They've had 5 kills already. The domination is ticking already. And you know, this is Regal Reserve that we like to see. They have let Fractures into that ring, but he's probably going to get cleaned up. Shadows with a slight kill on Swift, but the round already going in Regal's favour. And well, thick and fast it is. Thick and fast it is.
I honestly meant thick and fast. I don't know why I said the first thing, but no, fantastic play from Regal coming out the races, straight away taking round 1. But obviously, Lucent Esports, you don't need to be too drastic. They put a sniper down. Interesting play, considering they lost the first round in that top fight. In terms of your opinion, Alex, obviously we see that a lot from Control Tower. Control Tower.
You've got me going.
We see it a lot. You know, in terms of this kind of teams putting down a marksman weapon like a sniper or an M-bar. Where are they going to be looking? Where would you like, you know, if they win this, where are they going to be looking?
Well, for me, it's all about this top control. You've got the sniper placed up there already, and this is going to be huge for whichever team gets it. We've both, you know, fantastic snipers on either side. And, you know, this time we see this going in Lucent Esports' favour. I'm going to jump on board with Cougars and see what he is actually doing with that sniper. Then we can answer that question properly, right? We can see where this sniper is rotating. And it looks like we are going to come down this middle. He's going to go through chains, and he's going to look towards this home hill. He's probably going to get a headshot. Ooh, can he take it? Oh, just
hits the hair, the wig's gone off, but a great play. He does get the body shot, and he does take down Dragons, Fractures, and Zorkos, picking up kills retrospectively. Now, Regal Reserve, they are on the defense, and they have got the opportunity just to get the kills, and they are pushing out. They are looking to rotate to the home hills. Shadow's getting a kill for himself, and I like this from Regal, this fast play that they are showing us now. It's great to see, Alex.
It is indeed, and well, Zorkos in a world of pain here. Dysix taking him out, and as they said, they have the shotgun skills to match these players, and we're seeing it right now because, well, the shotgun fights are coming in, and it's Regal matching up very carefully. Dysix does get it down there, and Dragon's going to look for a second, but Reaction comes in with a great headshot to save his teammate. And it's pretty much all back to even Stevens. Regal have got, you know, the hill lead, but we are seeing a 20-point advantage for Lucent, and the offense starts now, Elliot.
It does seem to me like this. Both these teams are just, you know, it's almost like a slave fest. You know, one team will get 2 kills and they'll push on. The other team will then defend that, get the 2 kills themselves. And I say that Cougars goes down and Physics does go down as well. And now Strikers is just going to be able to kind of help his teammate here. This is an important 1v1. Fractures does get the kill, but he is taking down Fractures after getting that kill. And look, we are looking at Lucent Esports with a 20-point lead. They do have 2 hills. I believe their C hill is going to get decapped by Strikers. A good heads-up play from him. The fight, though, is in that B ring.
It is over the B ring. We are going to see Strikers just disappear, and he's going to go support over at this B. The snipe has gone in Shadow's hands, so that is got to be, you know, something that is going to come into play. Cougars has picked up a kill on Dragons, and that was brave by Strikers, to be honest, getting taken out by his former teammate. Something we should touch on later, actually, is, you know, it's not just the Spanish that have been against each other. The French have also been on the same team. Shadow's picking up a nice headshot.
Indeed.
Looking for another one.
Well, it's interesting stuff that you say that, Alex, because yes, like you say, you know, this young man was on a team with some of these Lucent players, 2 of these Lucent players, Physics and Zorkos, of course, if the people have been following the EU scene. And now we're seeing Shadows. This is interesting stuff because each hill is going to get decapped. Lucent Esports are 30 points up, but obviously Regal, they have to make a move fast. Have to make their mark. Oh, great shot there by Shadows. He does take down Physics. Excellent heads-up play. And now, look, Regal Reserve, they are on the assault. They do have the decap. And in fact, forget that. They have the trip cap domination come in. It's all up to Fractures to stop it from happening. Regal looking very fiery right now. And Fractures gets taken out, as is does Reaction. And now, look, Regal Reserve and going. Now, look. This is going to be a Regal Reserve round. Fantastic stuff from them. And they're getting up on main stage and getting hyped. And they're letting them know this is fantastic. And this is what you want to see. Welcome to the loser bracket finals.
This is it. This is always a great matchup between whichever teams are at this stage. And well, 2-0 already. Regal Reserve absolutely just giving it to Lucent. Bit of teabagging at the end there, some Yorkshire brew. Looking real good, Regal, so far. And then now it's up to Lucent. How do they play this map? They're just going to block off these, these double spawns here, the power room, the security office. No supporting weapons for either team just yet. Obviously, there's time to place more weapons later. But it seems like Lucent are pretty happy to play this, how it's going down.
Indeed, indeed. I think this is just going to be another Slave Fest. Lucent Esports, though, they do need to do something because they are looking like they are strapped for ideas. Obviously they're going to fight for the sniper again, so this is going to be a good engagement, a 2v2 again. Shadows comes out with 1 kill, and now it's all up to Cougars. Oh, the movement's brilliant, but it's just not enough. 3 players go down for Lucent Esports, and Regal are looking rampant at the moment, Alex.
They are indeed, and they've got a snipe for all that action as well. Buttons used, so that can't be used later on if the retake attempt does fail. But it's pretty much power play Regal all the time so far. They've been unstoppable. They've been slaying out properly, and as they said in the interview, their shotguns are better.
They are indeed. They're definitely proving that right now. Every single engagement that seems to come, they seem to be winning. And now we're just going to step on board with Shadows. Oh. We'd love to see a headshot there, my man, but I've just missed it by the shoulder pad of that Lucent team member. But on the other side, Physics does pick up a kill, and that is going to cause a swarm domination coming in from Lucent. So interesting stuff. Regal Reserve are on the defense for just a moment, but it is allowing Lucent Esports to pick up the B and A hill.
Shadows needs to backpack that sniper rifle. He hasn't managed to do that. That's a misplay by him right there. Going to just give that sniper rifle over to Fractures, and we know what these Lucent members can do with this weapon. They're fantastic shots of their own right. Not just Shadows that can use this.
Indeed, I remember coming back to me the EGL Sheffield event, I believe it was Fractures who got a 2 or 3 piece with the M-Bar. So these guys are good marksmen, but that unfortunately wasn't a very good shot, and it's just allowed Regal Reserve with that whole rotation to get that snipe and pick up that Shadows kill. It's actually just allowed Regal Reserve to get a 2 cap and build up the points.
Some words of wisdom. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he has to make these shots. He has to try to make these shots. He also knows the next sniper's just up now, so it doesn't really matter if he whiffs a few, because he's got 12 more bullets to rain down from the heavens up here in this button control area. He's probably going to move out for now just to support his team, but we do see the rest of his team clutching up. It's going to be up to Shadows now. Sneaky Shadows does get one. Well, that's just halted Lucent in their tracks straight away. Shadows performing extremely well all events so far. This leads to bracket final. Still the same really. He is performing.
This is the time to do it. If you're going to show up and show your ability as a Gears of War 4 player, this is definitely the time to do it. Playing against Lucent in the loser bracket finals. Lucent, they are going to take over Regal on points and not opting to be too aggressive on the home hill. We're actually just going to kind of step back and get the bullets with the Lancer, just put some support for his team. Regal Swift coming out of nowhere there, peekaboo. Physics didn't really know what time of day it was, and he's punished for that. It's interesting to see, Alex, for me, this Regal Reserve team, they look a much better team-based team rather than Slayers. Obviously, they have fantastic slaying ability, but they do look like they know what they're doing when it comes to those key points of being organised. It's good to see. And here we have a very important engagement. Reaction's just going to get a couple of shots. He's going to try and keep his life as best he can. He's got support to Fractures, Cougars. Well played, Cougars, showing no love to Dysix. That, I believe, is going to be round Lucent.
I think you might be right. We see 206, 207 on the board, and Reaction's going to finish in style with a nice little double kill. 3 minutes 32 that round, and Lucent finally on the board now.
Expect to see this on your screen all game, because I know that kind of Fallout did mention that there was some bad blood between these two teams. Expect it to come alive on your screens here in between each round, Alex. And it's why we love Gears of War. It's why we love the passion. Everyone's getting up. Fallout's on the front stage. He's spurring it on. That's what we love to see. But obviously, this weapon placement now in Sins, no one's doing anything too drastic. I believe it's going to be focused around the sniper once again. Alex, your thoughts?
I like the incense. I like the incense there. You can quickly pick them up, lob them up, and you've got a real easy shot onto whoever's coming up onto that button fight. So you can support pretty much all areas of the map with the incendiaries there. Pretty nice placement. Let's see what's actually going on up top, because as we say that, we do see the smokes coming out. Cougar's going to have to back off there because the smoke didn't quite connect. We are going to see the battle. Shadows, again, opening up on this fight. And he, so far, he has Lucent's number.
He does.
That's another 2 kills for him. And, well, there's a snipe going over to him.
Well, look, they're in Nomad. Well, I was about to say that. As I say that, they do cap the B hill, so that's okay. Striker's coming in with a kill himself, but he does get taken out or traded out by Zorkos. We are now 3 dead in Lucent and Regal. Don't need to do anything too drastic here. Well played, unlucky there with that shot. They do have the sniper in hands, and
Reaction's got a new haircut. That gets a brilliant headshot. Shadows showing what he can really do with this snipe. There we go, the incendiary's coming in as well from Swift. Heads up play from this Regal team. There's the second one as well. Shadows, he is a fantastic sniper. Don't know why I jumped off him. He's just highlight reel after highlight reel. And this man, he's not finished. He's going for more. Just with that shot, but he's got teammates in tow. Striker's going to help him out, taking out his French counterpart in physics. And well, Regal Reserve, for all that they've said in this pre-match interview, they're looking very, very strong right now.
You would not want to miss a second of it at all. Shadows right now on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, is showing up here, and it's great to see. We are only in the 4th round, bear mind, but it's brilliant stuff so far, Alex.
It is brilliant stuff, and most of it is stemming from this man here, Shadows, opening up the kills up top pretty much every round with with his teammates, and well,
I think he knows the angle. This is a very tense shot. Unlucky there from Regal Reserve. He should have maybe tried it a little bit sooner, but I think all the Lucent Esports team members, they're scared to pop their heads out because they don't want a new haircut, as you say, Alex. They want to keep their lives.
The problem is he's only got 1 bullet left, so... I thought that's what he was saving it for, to stop Zorkos picking up the second sniper, but he moved out of the way too early, and, well, there you go, free snipe for Zorkos. I guess we find out what's going on at the other end of the map as Cougars does fall to Strikers. Strikers not scared to fight these fights. He's in a 3v1, almost picks up 2 there. The A-Hill is not going to go in the favour of Lucent as the incendiaries come flying about. And, well, Shadow's now about to stake his claim on his hill.
Good.
Shutting down Fractures. Extremely well played, and as you can hear there, still got it, Shadows. Doesn't matter what weapon he has got in his hand, he's always a force to be reckoned with.
He could have a smoke grenade in his hands right now and he'd still manage to pick up a kill somehow. So playing absolutely fantastic, this young man, and this is going to go in the way of Regal Reserve. They are 3-1 up. It's not what I expected. I'm going to say that right now, Alex. It's not what I expected to see. I expected Lucent to come and bring the heat here in these initial rounds, but it's Regal Reserve who are proving me wrong, and it's great stuff.
It is great stuff, and we see reaction. He's tried his best there. 16 kills, 10 caps. There's not much more he can do. He needs his teammates to step up now. They need to start winning that up top fight. Stop letting Shadows pick up that sniper rifle, and start to shut down these members of Regal who are just running rampant right now.
Indeed, they are, and I believe it's the nays that have been placed in the incinerator. Mate, it's not going to change the general play from each of these teams too much. However, they can be used to take position on map if they're in the right hands. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. We are going to see reaction. He is going to probably go for the 1v1. But remember, obviously, of course, the viewers at home have just kind of tuned in or just started playing this game. That button up top is obviously can be used so well. So that fight up top is just as important as this one down here as well.
Yeah, it's a nice 1v1 actually between Reaction and Dizix. Reaction is pretty much just dragging him around the map, to be quite honest. Waiting for his teammates to come into tow.
I love that. The smarts of Jack Reaction, just making sure he's keeping his distance, he's keeping behind a wall and just waits for his mate. But look, this is dodgy stuff. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. I think the incendiary grenades were there anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered. However, unlucky stuff from Regal Reserve. Lucent take a round back 3-2.
Yeah, just got caught up in that top fight, really.
Look at Fable reaction, by the way, on your screen. Just a note, 17 kills, 6 downs, 112 time dead. He
Shadows,
is showing
though.
up.
Look at Shadows, 17, 7 and 62. It's not like he's not doing it for his team.
No, of course not. Sorry, I failed to mention that. Obviously, I feel like the play that we've been seeing from Shadows anyway examples that.
Spoke to itself, really, hasn't it?
This is the last round of the half. If you just tuned in, it's Regal Reserve versus Lucent Esports. Lucent Esports, unfortunately, falling to Space Station Gaming 2-0. And this is going to be their way back into their way into the grand final. But also Regal Reserve, they've had a fantastic loser bracket run. So Interested to see what's going to happen here. Again, this fight with Fable reaction versus Dysix for these nades. I believe there was a mark to put down as well. I think we missed that just as we were talking. On the other end, Cougars, he does take down Dragons. Shadows does get taken down by Cougars as well. He's also someone we failed to mention. He's a brilliant slayer. Fable reaction does have the help of his mates. Regal Swift just doing something to stop the bleeding, as it were. But the series is going to force him to have to push. And Jack Reaction, I think, just missed the shot there. And Dysix has actually got out with his life. That's unlucky. Maybe the bullets didn't quite connect as well as he wanted them to.
Oh, he whiffed them, man. He whiffed them. There's a few shots whiffed there that he really should have. Oh, hello.
I think we missed that. Almost a statue as he stopped with his head rolling off. Dragons. Dragons picking up the nades. And now Regal, they do have numbers advantage. There is 2 down from the Lucent team. And this is a very big 1v. They need to stop this. Fractures, he has got the sniper in hands. This is quite a big 1v. Shadows, well, man, the Slayer. Misses some shots. Oh, the bouncy. But unfortunately, Shadows comes out the victor there. Well played from him. And now Regal Reserve, they do have the advantage. Alex, thoughts?
I thought that was really well played by Shadows. I mean, if you want a man in a 1v1, he's the guy to have it, right? He's phenomenal with a shotgun, and we saw just right there what he's really made of. Cougar's just going to hold this A hill. They've got a slight point lead. They don't need to rush this too much. We do see Reaction getting a kill on Dysix, so that's going to make things ever so more difficult for Regal.
Indeed it is, but the trip cap domination coming in. Lucent in the driving seat here. Striker's just about gets in. Swift is there to back him up, but he's in a very sticky situation. He does take down one, and there is a team kill as well on the other end. And now Shadows is just going to be able to come in, but he does get taken down. I think that's going to be Lucent's round. Unless Dragons can get into the hill, I think he's going to be able to. He's got the time, but there is a very important 1v going on over there. I think Dorkosh is just going to leave him and say, it's okay, I think you've got that. They are 50 points up. They don't need to do anything too rushed here.
No, they don't. And both teams are just kind of reset, and we see now the second series power weapons being picked up. It's a sniper in the hand of Lucent alongside another Markser. We see it doing work already. Strikers, he's going to go down to a very well placed Markser shot. Try and find the sniper rifle.
It's not all about the sniper round, it's not all about the sniper, but obviously we do love to see those headshots come in. Shadows takes down one. Fractures does take down Shadows, so that's traded out. And on the other end, Physics does get a kill himself. And Regal Reserve, they are going to have to make a push here. This is trip cap domination territory. They do have to push for it, but unfortunately, as they do, the Lucent members are doing a great job in just holding this. So well played from Lucent in this situation.
Yeah, but this is squeaky bum time as Strikers gets a quick double kill on Zorkos and Fractures, and the point lead is massive right now for Lucent, but doesn't matter if you have no hills at the end of it. We are seeing Regal try and close this out, but the B hill is still in Lucent's favor, and it looks like Lucent are also going to reclaim that home hill, so Shadow's in a tough 1v2. Going to try and save the round now. All he needs is a touch, really, just to keep this cap at bay, but he's not going to be able to get that, and the cap does come in. He needs to get in. He doesn't manage to get in, and this is going to be a Lucent Esports round. They're going to tie it up at the half. Fantastic last 3 rounds from then, or last 4 rounds from then.
Well played from Lucent Esports, showing they have the organisation to withhold any push that this Regal Reserve have, but obviously, as I say, Shadow's 21 kills. He's absolutely going off. Sorry to mention it once again, but interesting. Now we're in the second half hills, and it's 3-3 Lucent Esports versus Regal Reserve. Alex, on this second rotation, what do you see? What do you like to see from teams in terms of a strategy?
For me, it's about who's winning this initial, and pretty much the team who won that initial up top won every single round that last map. I wouldn't be surprised to see a sniper or an M-bar dropped back up there again this half, just to keep the fight the same. I think both of these teams, really like this fight, and we see now Dragons doing work there with Shadows. Lancer supporters back up. Great Lancer fire, actually. Probably would have downed him there if not for shooting his teammate in the back. But the assault comes on now, and they're just pushing him even further and further back.
Yeah, it's good stuff from Regal Reserve. Just to let you guys know, we do not have a stats board in place, but I'm pretty sure that Regal Reserve have won that fight up top every single time when you have Shadows in your team. That's obviously a given, and this is quite good from Lucent. They do go on the defence. Some kills go back and forth there, and now they're just going to push up top. They're going to try and take the position. I don't think the guy knows actually from the Regal reserve team that he's going to get flanked.
He knows.
He knows. He just turns around on Cougars and bangs in there. And now Physics, he does get the kill on Strikers. This is a very important 1v1. Well played from Swift. What an up A. He's going up on himself, but no, Fractures does let no. And look, it's just a trade out after trade out in a comical way, but well played. Lucent, they do enough to withstand, but you know, again, the points, they're not looking too significant just yet.
They're not, and it is early doors, sorry. The respawns are pretty low. As you said, it was pretty comical. 4 people hiding around corners in a row. You don't usually see that, so nice bit of something for the stream there. But yeah, the respawn's pretty low, so Lucent not able to capitalize on that 3-kill advantage there as well as they would have liked to. They are, however, clawing back points. We see an advantage to Regal. Points-wise, it's a 25-point lead, but Lucent Esports do have the 2 hills, so it will get captured soon, and we do see the button get pressed, so Dragons has to get out of there very quickly. He does manage to actually break that E-hill before, so that's actually advantage Regal. It means he can get teammates over there to support him, and they can go back in for the recapture, knowing that they have the man advantage with the man up top on Lucent.
Indeed, and having that E-hill not capped by any team, the points are just going slowly in Regal Reserve's favour, but obviously Lucent Esports, they need to be patient. They don't need to do anything too drastic right now. They can just wait for the right opportune moment, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Cougar's taking a little bit of damage. Regal aren't going to play on it, so be interested to see what's going to happen now. I feel like they're be interested to look at overhead map where Lucent are getting set up to make their push. It does look to be the E-hill. There is 4 members of Lucent Esports on that E-hill. So of course they are going to make a push, and they do have the cap going on, but obviously Regal Reserve, they are in the territory now that actually it wouldn't matter if Lucent Esports do have a double cap. My maths obviously is very shocking, as you know, through, so I don't know. Can Regal Reserve win it on 1 hill?
15 to 30, yes, I think they can just about. They're going to need a decap at least.
They've got to kill him now, they've got to get him down now.
He
did get the decap though. This is interesting stuff from Regal Reserve. They do take down 2, but I say that 3 members of Regal Reserve go down. I think that's going to be a Lucent round. It is well played from them, waiting for their opportune moment, and it paid off. Jack's getting up, and that's good. We like to see it.
We do indeed. We see on the stream right now. Fractures and Jack both giving a little bit of lip across the stage there as. Well, I can understand why, right? That was a big turn in that round. That should have been a Regal round, in all honesty. And the down came in from the player that was... the break came in from the player that was downed on the ring. Just didn't clear up quick enough, and, well, we saw the rest on stream there. No need to recap it too much. We are going to see that sniper placed back down on top. Regal Reserve placing that one down. Obviously, Shadow's going off in the first half with it, so no surprise really there. Yeah. Called it earlier.
Well, I just wanted to point out as well, when you're in that situation and, you know, it's almost, I think I've heard it being referred to as turtling. You know, you don't want to turtle. You don't want to kind of just play for 1 hill, because it always gives the opposition the opportunity to decap it and put you in a bad position. And that's exactly what just happened there. But this up-top fight is going over to Lucent Esports this time. Dragons just has to rotate out. Good heads-up play from him, and he is going to be there, but we've just missed the headshot on the other side. Cougars with the headshot on Strikers. Fable reaction does take down Dysix as well, and now Lucent Esports do have the 2 cap, and the advantage goes in their favour.
It does, and well, pretty much every member who picks up the sniper is picking up headshots, right? I mean, there's another down with it. It's such a powerful weapon. The body shot's as powerful really as the headshots, because the damage they do, it just secures you so many downs, and well, Striker's now gonna be a real bad spot, but Cougars.
It's not what you want.
It's not at all.
Should have gone to Specsavers, Cougars, but it doesn't matter. Lucent Esports are going to take this round as well. We are looking at them taking the driver's seat. 5-3, Lucent Esports. Well played.
Yeah, 4 solid rounds there from Lucent. Sniper coming in, making some great plays. A lot of downs coming in as well from the sniper, not just the headshots. And it's turning the tide. And Regal, they've really got to secure this. If they're banking everything on that up-top fight, which they're now no longer going to do. But if they heard you through, they were hearing you like, let's not play for the snipe anymore. All right, let's go drop shot instead. Drop shot dropped in the middle map and this is gonna taste things up a little bit, spice things up a little bit.
Let's get scrappy, McScrapperson.
Let's get scrappy.
4
indeed.
members of Lucent Esports look like they're heading for the boom, and it looks like Regal are doing the same. So, who has the better teamwork? Who has a better slaying power? And Cougars, he picks up the first blood, so good from him. Swift, he does trade out the kill. Physics comes in and gets a kill of his own, and so as does Zorkos. Fractures does get taken down by Shadows though, but obviously it doesn't matter because Zorkos, he's picked up the boom. Boom in hand of Lucent. Everyone's going to play up top. I think they're going to try and go for this sniper as well. I don't know if it's been picked up. No, I'm wrong. Shadows has picked it up. He whips the shot there, just misses Physics. I feel like Physics now is in no man's land. Interesting stuff, but Shadows, he is going to try and get an angle on this boomer.
Yeah, they've got button control, but I mean Regal, they've got Egl already, so it's not really going to help them too much. And the boom shot is all the way over. You know, on our screen now, Zorkos, he's the guy with the boom shot. A little back and forth there.
Indeed, and he needs to use it because Lucent Esports, they don't have many points, but obviously we don't need to get too ahead of ourselves. You know, it is early in the round, but I'd like to see Zorkos use this to good effect. That's going to be one. It misses him. He's gone up the stairs. That's very, very unlucky. Now he's in a 2v1. This is not ideal for Zorkos. He literally gets out with his life, and Physics gets the double kill when you've got teammates like that. Who needs enemies?
I mean, that's not how the saying goes.
No, it's not at all. My apologies.
Well, it sounds like a saying because it's not how you use it. But you're right. I know what you're trying to say. Physics coming in. Physics coming in and clutching up really for his team there because, well, there's the boom shot used properly. Because the boom shot was whiffed, and honestly, Regal should have managed to kill Zorkos there. They really should have. That said, it looks like the Lucent train is starting to take off from the station now. 3 kills. Regal's starting to fall.
Indeed, his Shadows here. He's in a 2-1 situation. If he trades out with a kill here, that would be very good for Regal, as we see Physics takes yet another kill, and that is 3 down for Regal Reserve. And Lucent Esports, they are just going to come up and try and take the advantage on the home hill. Cougars with the over-the-cover shot, and he does take down strikers, and now Fractures does take down Swift, and this is looking very good for Lucent Esports. Swarm domination denied for just a second, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, he needed to take that shot. That was unfortunate for Dragons, and now Cougars, he's just stepping up on top, trying to get the home hill. I think this is looking like an Lucent Esports round, unless Regal Reserve again can pull a rabbit out of a hat. Looking like it's going to need to take a miracle, but Strikers does do that. He does get one, Swift does get another, and Swift's in no man's land. I don't know why he's there, but he gets taken down. But I think Regal Reserve had just done enough to defend the assault that Lucent Esports were putting on them.
Yeah, Swift, there's the boom shot on the floor actually. I think the boom shot is going to go to Regal. We do see Dazix picking that up, and this is a big fight actually for this button control. As we see Shadows in a 2v1, a 3v1 actually now, and that misroll pretty much costing him his life. If he'd have managed to land that and get that quick flick shot.
Just to say though, whilst that was going on, Regal Reserve have actually capped the E-Hill and do have the 2-cap in place, and actually now have overtaken Lucent Esports, and they've got the boom in their hands as well. This is good if you're a Regal Reserve fan. This is a good opportunity, but it doesn't matter because look, Cougars reaction, they reply and they get 2 kills of their own, but every single hill has been decapped apart from the E-Hill. Well played from Shadows there, again taking a vital 2-piece. Physics is on his own in the E-Hill. He's going to have to try and get a kill. Ooh, Shadows again. He's going to get nothing, the lad, because Shadows is on a rampage. He's really firing up this Regal Reserve team. 5-4 Regal Reserve, Paul, a round back.
They do indeed, and that was a fantastic defense actually by Regal. Swift, we saw him, he was out in no man's land, but he did draw the attention away for just long enough for his team to get in behind and secure that retake. You know, it's very, very difficult in these early rounds to secure that 3-cap, especially when you've got the continuous stream of people off spawn. Sometimes it's easier just to leave the down for a second until you get 2 kills at once, right? And then you've got the 5v3 for a longer, extended period of time.
Indeed.
But Incendiaries now in the incinerator, more fire down in that southern side of the map, and we see Boom Shot obviously in the mid-map, and the snipe up top again, so pretty much similar to how it went around in the first half of the map, but let's see what happens. Reaction, he's been fighting this 1v1 all game against Dazix, and for the most part his teammates have been winning elsewhere and then coming in and supporting him. He's in a bad situation now. He's going to get down.
Actually, reaction.
He's going to get out with his life. This is, you know, this is super from him. His teammates just clutching up around him as well. He's just dragged 2 members of Regal away there, and the snipe, the boom, they do go into Fractures and Cougar's hands, but what is going on here? We see Swift picking up a Swift double kill. The boom shot has fallen. The sniper has fallen. Where has Regal come from? It seems to have just exploded, and Lucent now on the back of another domination. They're going to have to fight for their lives. It looks like that the E-Hill's going to get recapped, actually, and Dysic's coming in with a clutch incendiary to tie things up here now, Elliot. Tied up at 5 apiece.
Brilliant play from Regal Reserve. They won the boom and they rotated well. Reaction was too slow.
They didn't
to react.
Lucent picked up they picked up the snipe, they picked up the boom shot, and Swift managed to get in with a double kill. Where's he come from?
Well,
this is the question I want to ask us.
Apologies, I thought it was the boom.
No, this is what I was saying. Jack dragged 2 players out into that central area, which meant that Lucent, they managed to get both of those power weapons because they had the man advantage, but Swift, Dragons, clutching up.
My apologies.
Clutching up. Don't be apologetic.
Keep with it.
Just keep with it. More Red Bull, please.
More Red Bull.
No.
5-5.
Well, we're still going, right? We're still going. We've got at least another 2 rounds left. We're on a funky little overlay there as I try and jump back on board with the reaction, see what's going down this time.
Indeed, but you know, again, reaction. You know, I just want to say before Regal Reserve obviously won those vital 1v1s and won the rounds. He did a great job in being a clever player like he is, but Strikers, he does get a 2-piece with the boom, and this is dodgy for Lucent. Oh, Dragons just making sure that Fractures didn't run wild there. Zorkos is in a very... Well, this is a very important 1v for Dragons and Zorkos. Dragons just taking the heads-up play. He's going to rotate out. He's going to try and get the damage. Oh, well played. It was like who got the better of who there, but Zorkos comes out on top, and now Lucent Esports, they do have the advantage. They have the E-Hill, and I'm pretty sure they're going to cut the home. Advantage Lucent Esports.
Yeah, that's a fantastic 1v1, actually. We see Zorkos playing that pretty much to perfection, getting the damage down, spotting that he was going to go back. Opponent pulled out the Lancer, so the pistol got whipped out, and you know, it was like Wild West in there as he just downed that opponent very, very quickly.
Fantastic play from Zorkos. He is a veteran player, and we've known about him for ages. Competed at many major events and EU regionals. So shout out to him. He's a fantastic guy and a very, very class player. But now Lucent Esports, they do have the 2 caps. Fable Reaction does pick up a kill with those instants, so well played from him. I'm just going to have to hold off the assault that's going to probably be coming in from Regal Reserve, but Lucent Esports, knowing the type of team they are, I'm sure they've got the ability to do so. Strikers just being mauled with bullets almost by the 2 Lucent Esports members there, and I feel like Regal Reserve, they're finding it tough to break this setup so far, Alex.
Yeah, they are. It is difficult because you see Lucent, they've got the E-Hill capped already, and Physics was holding the up top spot, so it's stalemated Regal essentially. Their push into E was going to be fruitless until they got Physics off the top, and well, the man Swift again opening up the scoreboard. He's got 1 kill and he's going to look for his second. This is Physics who has the sniper on his back, so getting a kill on Physics would be very beneficial for Regal. We do see Swift going down, but Dragons is going to reply with a couple of his own. As Shadows gets a kill on Zorkos, and that's 4 dead now from Lucent Esports. They're going to try and get to this E-Hill.
This must surely be the opportunity that Regal Reserve was so patiently waiting for, and this is a massive 1v from Cougars. He just misses the shot there. Dragons, if he could just come back, should be able to take him out. Oh, he just misses him as he comes around the cover there, and this is brilliant from Cougars just to make a nuisance of himself, give his team time to respawn up. But I don't think it's going to matter. They've got the instants there. The fire is... Oh, there they go.
It's getting toasty.
It's getting very toasty there. Played from Regal Reserve. They go 6-5 up. Wow. Lucent Esports, we did not expect this. Regal Reserve giving us an absolute fantastic show so far. Fable Reaction, what is he going to put down? Is he going to take that boom off? It looks like he is going to put an overkill, but that's a good weapon in the right hands. No, he's going to go with the frag grenade, so interesting stuff. He realises that boom fight is not going in the favour of Lucent Esports, so we're going to see the nades down. Regal Reserve though, Alex, match point.
Match point, and we've seen them at 6 rounds many a time so far, and it's not always gone in their way, but this time they are getting to that 6th round first. They are ahead of Lucent Esports, and they are 1 round out of the next 2 away from taking this first map. We do see Regal Dragons picking up those grenades. Strikers is going to do his best, actually, just holding down this middle area. Going to get it down. Shadows has picked a kill up on Cougars, and the Snipe's going to go in his favor as well. Let's see what he's looking at. He's going to scope down onto Reaction, and just going to keep him pinned, actually. Fractures, rolls up.
It feels like, Alex, it's destiny for Shadows to end this round with a couple of headshots, but as I say that, he gets taken down by Fractures. Well played from him, and now Dragon's looking in a very bad position. Where did that nade come from?
Looks like he had it in
came
hand,
out of nowhere, and Swift takes down Physics. Well played from him, and Dysix does get the instant kill as well. 3 members of Lucent Esports are down. Can Regal Reserve, can they capitalise on this advantage?
I mean, this is all on Dysix now. He's dragging the play out. We do see 1 hill in the favour of Regal, but this is going to be difficult now. This is going to be difficult. Fable Reaction does get up.
Well played.
Very, very clutch double kill there inside of control room, and he's putting Lucent Esports on his back and walking with them. 34 kills already, 11 downs and 17 breaks to his name. He does not want to go out of this one without a fight.
He does not, showing why he is probably still considered one of the best players in Europe. Definitely the smartest, in my opinion, Alex. Dragons is in a very bad position, and if he goes down, then it's going to be 2 dead for Regal Reserve. Fable Reaction moving towards the home hill. I wouldn't say he needs to, though. It's going to be banned. They're going to be set up there. But look, Lucent Esports, they have the 2 cap. They are building up the points. Alex, this is going to go down to the wire, my man. Get yourself ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm well caffeinated. Shadows.
I'm probably
He's
a bit
ready
too caffeinated. Someone might need to get the doctor on standby.
Oh, dear. Well, it is a pretty even game so far. Strikers has managed to pick up these incendiaries, which are going to be very, very helpful. The E-hill's broken. The E-hill is going to go in the favour of Regal Reserve. A toasty Strikers there gets taken out by the incinerator, and great cross from Zorkos, trying to help his team out. Reaction does manage to get that kill on Dysix, but the decap on F has come in. The recap, I mean, this is not going to end well for Dragons at all, but there are no points going up in the favour of Lucent Esports. None at all. F is going to be captured, but it's all about this E fight now as Swift goes down. Again, Zorkos doing a lot of work supporting his teammates. Reaction picks up another kill.
Doing a great job to work for each other, to team fight for each other, and almost kind of walk together in duos. As I think I've mentioned it before, Lucent Esports, they do like to work in duos. The Cougars and Fractures duo, and the Physics and Zorkos duo, and Fable Reaction almost acting like, you know, he's the in-game leader. He's the man that they all look to for strats and for call-outs. So brilliant stuff. But obviously Strikers and the other Regal Reserve member, I'm going to try this 2v1 quickly. They are missing shots, so this is good movement by Fractures, but he does get taken down. I feel like now this is looking like it's going to be a Lucent round unless an absolute miracle can come up. I don't think it is. Lucent win that round. It's going to be 6-6.
Squeaky bum time now for Regal Reserve.
This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We're looking at 6-6, Lucent Esports, Regal Reserve. I mean, my prediction was this was going to go 7-6, but didn't think it was going to be this close, this tight. I feel like it was. I thought the rounds were going to go either very heavily in the kind of very heavily in the favour of Regal Reserve, or very heavily in the favour of Lucent Esports, and that's how it's going to be. But these rounds, they seem to be very close, Alex. Wouldn't you agree?
They are very, very close. We're going to see the Marksers dropped round for this final round. Regal Reserve having the choice of everything pretty much on the board there, wherever they wanted to place it, and it is going to be the Marksers that's come in at the start of this round, so the duel spawns. Going to get locked in for this final round, 13 of this first map.
Yeah, well, it's let's tense up the moment. Here's the setting: 6-6 Regal Reserve versus Lucent Esports, the loser brackets final. There's your setting, there's your scene. Zorkos picking up the Insins pretty convincingly. Cougars also picking up the snipes, so Lucent Esports, they do have an opportunity here. Fractures takes down Dragons, Strikers gets taken down as well, and now they have Insins, they have grenades, they have a sniper. This is the perfect opportunity. Fractures taking down Shadows as well. The fire comes out to take down Swift, and I think he goes down. Yes, Lucent Esports are on the attack. They are looking to go for Regal Reserve's home hill. Alex, and hold on to your pants, my man, because I think this is going to be a map 1 in the favour of Lucent Esports, unless a miracle can come out. It's all up to Dragons. 3 seconds. Oh, he slapped his... That's it. Lucent Esports take map 1. Well played from them.
Well played indeed. The finger wagging coming out on the main stage as Jack reaction calling out the choke, and Regal, they just cannot win round 13s.
It is looking like it's a bit of a problem for Regal Reserve, these round 13s, but Lucent Esports, well played. I'm just looking at the crowd, and shout out to W. Gleedy. He is one of the owners of the Lucent Esports organisation, and he looked like very relieved to see Lucent win that round. But Alex, to talk about it, to break it down, they looked very convincing. It didn't look like it was going to go in the way of Regal Reserve at the end there. When you pick up grenades, when you pick up insins, when you pick up a snipe, you pretty much got every tool needed to shut the round convincingly, and that's exactly what they did.
That's it, everything went in the way of Lucent, and what I liked about that final round from Lucent is they played it exactly the same. They were aggressive, you know, they went forward, and they just played the round as they wanted to play it. Regal, on the other hand, they had the double marks of spot as their placement for the round 13, and that's a pretty reserved placement, right? That to me shows you're not happy sitting in, you know, in that big fight. They're not happy at all. We see on the screen right now, Lucent Esports winning map 1, Forge Blitz 7-6. Another round 13 loss for Regal Reserve. But we've seen it before. Regal have bounced back from this exact situation.
They have indeed. Well played from Lucent Esports, and there's just a little bit of animosity going on the main stage here if they do cut to it. But yes, Harbour, it's a map I haven't seen anyone play as of yet on the main stage, and I think that is the case. There he is, Jack reaction. He's trying to spare on his team. He's giving them some trash, and we know we love this. Obviously, you know, this has obviously been set up for such a great matchup because obviously, of course, I believe Fallout mentioned it, that Cougars and Fractures are used to be part of this Regal Reserve team, or you know, in some form. So there is going to be a lot of bad blood, and it's going to cause this to happen much more, I'm sure, this series. Seeing it consistently go on your screen, the screaming. Don't know, they're speaking Spanish, English, French even. I don't know what's going on. It's all too much, all a little bit too much for my heart. But Alex, let's break it down. Break it on down. Harbour, your thoughts? What will we be looking for teams to be for each team to be doing in this map?
It's all about this winch fight, my friend. That winch fight is going to be critical, and we've got such a bunch of fantastic slayers. It could just be a bloodbath. I mean, it's a bloodbath on the stage. It's going to be a bloodbath in the game. I can hardly hear myself think, but all the players just shouting back and forth. And well, that man on your screen, he went huge in map 1.
He went absolutely huge. 34
huge.
Kills by that man there, and you know, I know we said it before on stream. He's got a history. You know, he's been at the very, very top of EU Gears and Gears 3, I believe, and Gears 2, Gears 1. He was always such a great player and always considered EU's best. Obviously, Gears 4 has changed that, the introduction of space stations. So obviously, Phelpsy was a lot on the scene for Gears 3, but obviously has really kind of risen to the top through the Gears UE and Gears of War 4 days. So good to see. But yeah, absolutely. Last map. Last round, he held it well. You know, we saw in so many situations as well when he was in that 1v1 with Dysix. He just played it so well, and that's kind of goes to show the kind of smarts that this man has in this game. Not just the slaying ability, but he's got the brain to go with it as well.
Yeah, he has. And you know what also he had with him? Zorkos. Zorkos as a support player was phenomenal that series. He was always in position, always shooting for his team, and you know, his score, it wasn't that bad at all. But, you know, he was always the man enabling the rest of his team. We had the Spanish duo on one side of the map just clutching up these big fights. And then on the other side, you had Physics killing everyone. Zorkos coming in with some fantastic crossfire, some fantastic support playing. Well, we had, you know, Henry the Hoover, Jack Reaction getting all of the kills as well over on that Incinerator side. Fantastic play by him. More to come, I'm sure. More to come.
Yeah, more to come indeed. As I said, Harbour, I haven't seen this map on main stage as of yet. In fact, looking at the side stations as well, as I've been given the pleasure of being able to spectate the games as well as cast them, I haven't seen it being played many times. So it's a new one for me, this event. And I don't know, Lucent Esports, they are a team who, you know, are very good, they are very organised, but then in the same sense, so are Regal Reserve. So This has the potential to go pretty much the way the first map did. It has the potential to be a proper scrap at times, a proper an emotional one at others.
It will be.
And some great organised play to cap it all off.
Oh yeah, whichever way this goes, there's going to be tears for sure. Both teams, they're expecting to get into this grand final. And, you know, so far, skin of the teeth, Lucent Esports are ahead. One map, 2-0, Regal Reserve failing another hurdle. But we've seen them come back before, and I would not expect, you know, to take Regal lightly in the second map. This is their pick, so you've got to remember that. The first map was Lucent's pick. This is now Regal's pick. We are going to go into Harbour. It's going to be the first time I think we've casted it for, you know, for an event or so, and well, it's going to be a good one. Let's see what happens at this winch fight, shall we?
I personally love this map, Alex. Although we haven't seen it yet in this event, I love this map. I think it's such a fantastic map. There's so many different angles you can use to get one up over your team, and there's so many kind of little scenarios like this. Look at this winch fight. We know that this is such an important area, especially overlooking the B hill as well. And it looks like Lucent Esports, they are going to come up on top of this initial fight. Cougars does get a double, well played by him. Dysix is left on his own, but he comes out of nowhere. Lucent Cougars didn't see him. He does respond with one kill, but he is going to back all the way to his home hill. This is an advantage for Regal, for Lucent Esports.
It is an advantage, and you know, we saw the duo there, the Lucent duo of Fractures, of Cougar, just cleaning up that winch fight instantly. And then they could support Zorkos in that final top fight at the stern. Pretty much textbook. The smokes came in, the shotgunning was pretty much perfect, and now the support, the Lancer fire comes in as Regal look to push back up this stern.
They do indeed. It's going to be interesting to see how Lucent Esports can hold this. They do well. Zorkos taking down one and Cougars taking down another. Good play by them. They do have the advantage. I think they're going to take it as well. They are looking to push on to Regal Reserve's home hill. Shadows just needs to try and get the B hill as quick as he can because it is being decapped. The Swarm Domination is coming in, but he does have the opportunity to decap the B hill. So Regal Reserve looking a little bit shaky this first round, Alex.
Yeah, they do. They didn't come out with the same fire they did on Forge Blitz, for sure. That said, though, they are doing well to hang on in here. There's not so much of a point deficit that they can't come back. And, you know, one hill in their favour. C is going to go into Lucent's favour, so they're just going to hold the home hills. Shadows just biding his time, actually. I think he's going to try and sneak up behind Fractures. Yep, here he goes. Look, he has been called out, but Fractures does not respond quick enough, and it's up to Physics. Will Physics push this? Physics is going to push this, and this is going to be a close fight. But
from Physics.
The support Lancer comes in for both teams. Cougars from the winch, and now Swift from the Boltok area, from the side stairs as such. Dysix does get a kill on reaction as well, so the kills now starting to come in for Regal, but Physics and Zorkos, the French duo, they have a reply to that, and they say, no, thank you. We're going to go back and fight for this B hill once again. Well,
Regal Reserve, they are in the territory now, and they need to make a move. They're going to try and decap this home hill. They do pick up a kill on Zorkos. He does go down, so now Physics is looking in a bit of a bad situation, but he does manage to take out one. That's a great trade. He is looking for the other as well. In fact, no, he's not. He's just going to use his distance. Clever play. Clever heads-up play by Physics, but he does go down in the end. But here, look, Regal Reserve, they need to make a play. The B hill is also going out of their favour. Well played from reaction again. Great slaying ability from him. He does get taken down, unfortunately, though, by Dysix. But look, I believe, Alex, this is going to be a Lucent Esports round 1-0. As I say that, though, it's being decapped. Oh, no. It's going to be a Lucent Esports round.
It was very close.
Well, when you see a wild swarm appear in your back like that, you expect the worst. You really do. But no, Lucent Esports, they're an organised team. You'd like to expect them to just take that off and not be caused any issues like that, especially anyway.
No, would have liked the member of Regal there to maybe not step into the hill so early as to, you know, set off that alarm bell, that trigger of that they're losing this round. But he had to. The points were coming in, so pretty difficult. Fracture's still on his feet. I don't think he's sat down this round yet.
It's just an experience, isn't it? If you unfortunately haven't been able to turn up to the Egl Liverpool event, you'll be kicking yourself because there has been some seriously exciting stuff that you can only really get the full feel of if you're here and in the flesh. Shadows now, we're going to hop on board with Physics. I'm looking for him to try and make a play on Shadows here, but they are just wasting their time. Look, Shadows has allowed Physics to get into the B hill. Unfortunately, gets out with just his life as well. So now Lucent Esports looking like they're in an advantage. And look at that Clever play from Physics. He realises he gets the call from reaction that someone's trying to go through the middle and just does enough to get the Lancer bullets and take him out.
Yep. I mean, Dragons, he does manage to get a kill on Fractures, and it does actually look like he's going to pick up a double kill, so a lovely 1v2 there for Dragons. But it is only 3 kills he has so far, so you know, he's got a long way to perform yet. I'm not sure I agree with the shots there. You've just telegraphed your position, and now Fractures, he's going to know exactly where you are. Well, Physics and Reaction picking up 2 kills of their own as well.
Well, so far in this matchup in Harbour, it doesn't look like Regal Reserve is showing the same ability that they did in the last map, especially Lucent Esports just finding this all too easy, 2-0, and Jack Reaction, he is letting them know that this is looking like it's going to be a much easier contest for them.
Yeah, Physics just leading the way, really. 7 kills already, 2 rounds in. Only 12 seconds time dead as well, so only 1 death in that first round for him. The M-bar and the marks is now the weapons on the map, so Stern is going to be the focus of this fight. Just trying to stretch the map away from that B hill, it seems, trying to just make sure there's a lot of 1v1 opportunities for the likes of, you know, Shadows and Dragons just to, you know, to find the fights and go off.
Indeed. So let's see what they do. The Stern area does have the M-bar, and I know, Alex, that you do love an M-bar. So I'd be interested to see who's going to come out on top with that, and if they're going to make any fantastic plays for the viewers at home. Fractures is just allowed to pick it up all too easily. Oh. Sorry, Cougars, apologies, excuse me. Oh. Well played from Cougars. What a shot from him. And that's 3 down for Regal Reserve. If he keeps on going like this, it's going to be very hard to stay alive. And I'm talking about myself and Alex.
Oh, too right it is. It's getting a little bit feisty up in here, and well, that's why we love the M-bar. The kills, so quite easy to pick up, but at the same time also so satisfying, right?
So satisfying when you hit that headshot with that M-bar. I'm telling you, it's probably one of the most satisfying things. You know, better than eating any chocolate out there in the whole entire world. If you're a chocolate fan, shout out for you guys. I don't know why I'm saying this, but let's crack on with the action. 2 people in the B hill. The M-bar has switched, and it's now in the hands of Swift. Let's see if he can get any Swift headshots. We've been saying that joke all event. Oh, just misses reaction by the shoulder pad that he is wearing, the COG character. Well played, and now I think things are just going to slow down. Lucent Esports are going to try and re-rotate. Maybe they're looking to play for the second M-bar, Alex?
Maybe so. I mean, we've got a little bit of time. Not much, actually, as it's going to come back into play very shortly, but it does look like it's the Dragons show.
Does indeed.
2 kills in his favour, and he's having to run off now. But he is going to run straight into Fracture, so not the best direction, I don't think. He is going to try and support his teammate, actually. Shadows coming in. Looked like Shadows was running away, but Dragons killing Zorkos out now, and, well, he's going to threaten the double cap. Going to take the marker away as well, which I like to see. He wants to trade it out now, so, you know, yeah, there we go. Switch to the Nasher shotgun. Shadows managed to pick up a kill as well on reaction, and this is better now from Regal.
Well, Dragons is certainly breathing fire on this Lucent Esports team, taking out, slaying out, but obviously Cougars, he is allowed to just pick up the marker. Obviously now Lucent Esports, they are being taken over by Regal Reserve on points, so they are going to have to make a play very soon. Be interested to see what that's going to be. I believe it's going to be this B fight, so let's try and see if we can step into that. Fractures takes out Die6, Strikers does take out Cougars, so he does trade out the kill. 2 of the Lucent Esports members are looking in the middle, and they are going to decap the B and cap it, sorry. So they would go up on points as it stands. Regal Reserve are going to have to stop that from happening. How, though? That's the question. It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Well, rip that metal wall as Dragons fires a shot over to No Man's Land.
Shout out to Rip Elcar.
Oh, Rip Elcar. Best montage ever.
Indeed, indeed. I'm sure Sigma Hunt won't say the same, but let's crack on with the action. Shadows does get a 2-piece on Fractures and Cougars as well, so now Regal Reserve, they are going to overtake points. They do have the C and B hills. Lucent Esports looking like they don't know if they have an answer for this. I think this is just getting...
He's almost hitting his own teammate.
He is indeed. I don't know what's going on here. Dragon's certainly not looking... Oh, there it is.
He is.
That's the great shot that we were all waiting for, and he takes the reaction as well. I believe this is going in the hands of Regal Reserve. Certainly looking now that way. 2-1. Well played, Regal.
And the M-bar now, changing things up a little bit, changing the dynamic on the map, and we see a couple of kills coming in. I don't think that was the best use of the M-bar we've ever seen. But, you know, it did make the difference. There were some crucial kills coming in, and now it's up to Lucent. How do they respond to this put down? How do they, you know, what do they want to do? Are they going to push heavy on the B, do you think? Are we going to see the snipe in the middle? Or are we just going to see a block? It looks like it's going to be a block.
Well, they don't need to do anything. I think like Lucent Esports, they have won the encounter up there with that M-bar fight. Obviously, of course, Fracture's got out of it, you know, with a lot of ease last round. So I don't need to do anything to place or try and change the map or change what's happening so far. It is kind of very evenly matched though. Regal Reserve do get a round back, so it'd be interesting to see if they can take this to a tie and move on. We're going to go straight into this fight, and you know, again in these short situations, especially for the power weapons, it does become a little bit scrappy. Fights happening here, there, and everywhere. Zorkos gets a shot on Dragons. He does take some damage. Oh, well played from Cougars. He comes in. He does take down Dragons. Well played. So now they've got 3 up from this Stern Hill. Feel like they're going to take this M-bar. On the other side of the map, Fractures does also take down Strikers, so they do have numbers advantage for a very short while. Cougars is weak, and he does have the M-bar, so well played from him. Swift, though, just making a wild overextension to the home hill. I think he's going to decap it as well, and well played from him, but he is in a sticky situation. Cougars and Fractures are both going for him. Well played from Swift to get the kill there. That's a fantastic trade, but Regal now, they are in control.
Yeah, he just completely destroyed the Lucent Esports stranglehold on the map there, dragging everyone back across. Good M-bar shot there just to get a stun on Shadows, and trying to steal the kill. Doesn't manage to get it so far. Shadows doing well to get out of his life, and Dysix and Strikers do reply, so this A-hill is going to be contested.
It is indeed.
We're looking at Dysix.
There's going to be a trip cap domination just for a second there, but Fractures does well to stop that from happening. Good defense from him.
M-bar coming in, just stunning him up there, so he wasn't able to get that shot off.
No, but Cougars, we know he can pull out the shots when he wants to. I think he's just trying to get Shadows there, but he puts his head down just in time. Oh, he does hit it, but it doesn't actually kill him. He knows he's going to be weak, though. Shadow's doing an excellent job to just stop him from going any further on that cover, but well played from him to get the kill on Dragons. And now we're seeing 2 members down for the Regal Reserve team. Lucent Esports surely can put themselves in prime position. They do. Cougars does get the kill on M-bar, and he is going to be very aggressive and try and go for the C home hill. Maybe a heads-up play from him, who knows, but Regal Reserve are just having to defend. I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think Cougars is going to have the opportunity to try and decap this hill. Might be very wrong. No, Dysix definitely knows that he's there. We do see his mates, Physics and Zorkos, backing him up, so I feel like there's going to be a push. Hold on to your pants, Fruz. I think we're going to go into this one.
Oh, I've got my belt on, Elliot, don't you worry. The pants are firmly held up, but Cougars, his clinic continues. He's going to try and get this kill. Fluff's actually the shot, but he's going to go for the kill instead. Shadows, though, replies.
Oh, well
and he
played
picks
from
up
Shadows.
A beautiful triple kill, actually. And it's 4 members dead. This is the last member alive for Lucent. It is Fractures. Fractures just get 1 kill, but the no comes out. Shadows securing this round for his team. Now there's nothing that Lucent Esports can do about this.
Well played from Regal Reserve. I believe that's going to be a round in their favour. So 2-2. The scores are Regal Swift just showing reaction, a little bit of disrespect. That's what Gears of War 4 is all about. But no, Regal Reserve did well to rotate out and just hold the points. And let me see your man Dragons on the screen.
Yeah, it's been a bit quieter this series than the last couple, I think. But there's time yet, right? I mean,
he's been a bit quiet. Did you not see the last game? I
saw the last game against Aerox. That was ridiculous, but I feel like someone's told him to calm down a little bit.
I was going to say, generally, yeah, he's probably had a couple of words with him, himself, like, just calm it down, just take it down a notch, obviously.
Just 1 notch on the crazy dial.
Obviously, there's trash talk, and it's great, and it's all well and good, especially if you're watching it from as a live spectator. It's great to see trash talk between 2 teams, but when it gets too far, that's when questions do arise. You never want to see it get too unsportsmanlike, as it were. Swift taking down Cougars. Zorkos just has to back out. Regal Reserve have got control of the stern and winch area, so this is not good for Lucent. They do need to try and get it back as best they can. We know, obviously, Alex, looking at it, we know that winch and stern area, they are such imperative parts of this map. If you can gain control of them, you've got all the position in the world, you've got all the angles in the world to ensure you put as many shots to your opposition as possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a stronghold, and there's the shot on reaction. He's going to get fallen to 17% health. That's the damage that the M-Bar does. One shot to the body will take you to 17% health, making it super easy for your teammates to clutch up. However, we do see Fractures opening the kill on Dragon, so that's the M-Bar out of play. And now this is a big fight, but Dysik, Swift, both getting kills of their own, and well, look at Fractures, he's all on his own in this win share. He's doing his best.
He takes down one though, Alex, and maybe two. No, it's not going to be enough. Well played from Swift just to make sure that he can't go any further. He's disrespecting him, and now Regal Reserve, they are going to go up around to 3-2 when it felt like Lucent Esports were just demoralizing them. They have a reply, and they go back on top.
M-Bar placement for these Spanish teams is something that turns the tide of these maps so often.
If you wrote a strat book for Spanish teams only, I'm sure M-Bar will be in every single one of those strats. They seem to use it so well. But just one thing I was going to say on a serious note, that they're all pretty good marksmen. You know, they're all pretty good with it. You know, it's kind of a case when you've got 5 members of a team who can use the M-Bar well and use it to great effect, then you just feel so confident. Why not put it down? Because you've got 5 team members who can just hit shots from crazy angles, hit shots from crazy distances. So why not fair play? We are into the last round of the half. Alex, what are your thoughts?
No, I kind of agree that the fact about them being very good marksmen, you would expect them to be. This is top 3 in Europe right now, and if you're not good with every weapon at this point, you need to get in an arms race game.
Thank you.
You know, start to kind of practice them all. But Cougars, he's going to be on this. He's going to be on this M-Bar. Let's see what he can do with it. We just called everyone out as being decent marksmen, so he's another Spanish member that can 100% use this weapon. Regal falling though. Look at that. 4 members dead already.
When you need to hit your shots, it's good to have a wingman who can help you out. Indeed. So now look, here we go. So Lucent Esports, they are looking like they were about to get the COG domination. Unlucky though. Cougars goes down, and he does backpack the M-Bar just in time, so it's not going to be on the map anymore. It's not going to be in the hands of either Regal or Lucent. Well, unlucky from Lucent though. I do feel like they maybe should have done a little bit more, maybe put a couple of more numbers to that home hill when it might have worked out for them. We are looking at very long respawns, Alex. So, I don't think he's noticed there. No, he hasn't. Zorkos, well played from him to recognise the Dragons was coming just behind him. I don't think Dragons noticed at all, so unlucky from that lad. And now Zorkos, he is going to try and just maybe get the decap. I don't know whether he's going to go for the official cap, but if you're a smart man, I think you've got the decap and try and get out. This is unfortunate for him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Striker's just about gets the kill, and he does just about enough to stop the COG domination coming in, and it has been denied.
I love how confident Strikers was there, actually. You know, he knew he had, 6 seconds to do that, makes the play, gets the kill, and, you know, just wanders back up towards that home hill and gets the decap in time. Perfect play by him, and, you know, playing extremely well for his team. How? But whoa, what was that? Strikers just fought. I think that was the double crossfire from up in the winch, and sometimes you just got to take it down.
Well, Lucent Esports, they are nearly 70, 80 points ahead of this Regal Reserve team, and they have just taken down Swift and Shadows as well, so it's not looking good for Regal Reserve so far. It's going to be 24-second respawn times before those two are back up again, and you don't want to lose another member of your team. That's what you did. Now the pitcher's coming in. I don't think they know.
Yeah,
no,
they don't indeed. Oh,
Strikers turns around though. Look at the slaying power. Strikers, such a powerful guy with that shotgun, but not going to happen against the likes of Lucent Cougars. That's going to be a round for Lucent Esports.
Yeah, it should be at this point, right? 190 points, not 126 points. It's nades in the hand of Cougars as well. Just going to lob them. A few fireworks, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Pick up a kill.
Exactly. Look at the movement. Oh. Maybe Shadows let him do it to him. That was fantastic movement there from Lucent Cougars like that. And we're looking at 3-3 going into the second half. This is a tense matchup, Alex. A tense matchup indeed.
Very similar to the first map, really. You know, Regal picking up a few rounds to start, and then Lucent coming back, getting this 3-3 at the half-time. And well, now we're going to see the rings switch a little bit. We see this E hill now up at the stern, so that's going to be the neutral hill, the focus fight. And then we're going to see the F and the D hills down at these side stations. Just overlooking the dock here. It's going to be a little bit of a different fight, but winch still a big part of it.
Indeed. Doesn't matter which side of the hills you're on, it's always going to be a fantastic location. That's brilliant by Cougars there. And he's gunning for the third as well. Dragons is going to try and contest. He does have the help of his friend, but look, if they can get these two down here, if they can focus up on them and look at the other side of the map, he's in no man's land. I think this is going to be a very quick trick cap domination in the favour of Lucent Esports. Well played to kick us off on the second set of hills.
Yeah, 31 seconds, extremely quick round, and have to question the decision of duel there to run back in towards three members of Lucent on that bridge area. You know, it's kind of difficult in that situation. You've got so many people answering you, so many decisions to kind of process and discuss in your head, and then making that decision, you know, that quickly, difficult to do.
I just feel like deja vu just hit me there. Here we go, M-Bar and the E-Hill. I was more talking about the fact that we always see Fractures get up in that pose as he's trash talking his opposition. We saw it a lot in London, but back into the game. Cougar on board with Cougars. You know, he's probably going to be looking to get that M-Bar out as quick as he can. See Regal now doing a good job to ensure that doesn't happen. They do put a couple of bits of pressure on them. Now, this is going to be a bit of a scrappy fight. They've got a 3v3. We've got a 3v3 scenario here. Swift taking down Zork as well. Played Cougars. That's just unfortunate there. Maybe he just misrolled by accident. Fractures does take down Swift. The kills are going in each of these guys' favours. And I think this is the last kill. Can Fractures come out on top? No. As I say that, you have Strikers has rotated and picked up the M-Bar. Let's see if he's caught anything himself. That's a great shot from Strikers. He has something to say. With that M-Bar and now Regal Reserve, they do have the advantage. They do have this ever so important winch area advantage. Regal Reserve.
It is advantage, but it is, you know, as you said, the next half now. It's early doors still, and the respawn time is working in Lucent Esports' favour here. M-Bar is going to be one of those weapons that can turn this tide, and you like to see it placed. You like to see the shots come out. You like to see the kills fly.
You like to see the montage fodder come out, but as I say, that 4 members of Lucent Esports do go down, and if he had just hit that, it would have been the trip cap for definite. But still on, 3 members of Regal Reserve are rushing to the home hill. They do take down Zorkos, so they are going to have the opportunity. Unless Cougars, I think he's hit his mate there, so he's going to take damage. Physics does take damage as well. He needs to get in there. He needs to roll in somehow. It's not going to be enough. Regal Reserve, they take the round 4-4 again. Evenly matched.
It's that M-Bar, man. It's that M-Bar. The M-Bar has come out again from Regal, placed up at the stern. It gives them new life, essentially. And we do see Regal doing a lot of work with that weapon. Very well played there. Strikers this time, actually. Not a Spanish player, but a French player picking up that weapon. Instant headshot, instant body kill. Very well played by him. And now it's up to Lucent. How do they respond? Are they just going to focus more on winning this stern fight? It looks so, because we do see the double blocks go down on the home hills. Nothing to be placed up at that north side of the map. The dock going to be empty for at least a few more rounds now.
Indeed. Alex, you are the analytical guy. You hold the strat book in your head. I don't know what that means, but obviously in terms of this fight here, it's so evenly matched. What can one of these teams do to try and just edge it out a little bit more clinically?
For me, it's moving out those small mistakes. We saw last round, Cougars managed to get a kill just because someone misrolled, you know? That's the type of misplay that at this top level you can't be making.
It's very true, very true.
You have to be clinical.
You know, obviously, I think Fallout mentioned it, and obviously we know it. The NA competition is so much more brutal when it comes to these situations. They will not miss, shots. You've got the likes of Praise, Franchise, and obviously the whole of the Optic team. Very, very good at hitting their shots when it comes down to that. So maybe Lucent Esports, they need to be practicing for the major events, and this is the time to do so. But Physics does take down Dysix. Strikers does pick up the M-Bar as well, but he's maybe caught in a little bit of a sticky situation. He does get taken down, mind. But obviously Regal, I think just do about enough to stop them as Lucent Esports getting the trip cap.
This is the issue, though. Look what has happened. Cougars has picked up the M-Bar after that quick kill, so this is going to be his weapon, his toy, and he's going to look to make use of it now. As Shadows and Dysix, they look to push up towards the stern. Cougars just having a toy with this.
Oh no,
the kill might come out here. No.
Oh no, that's the best play from Shadows. No, it doesn't matter anyway, because Strikers does take down Fractures.
And he has got M-Bar in hand. Zorkos saving the day, though.
What is he doing? Well played. I mean, I was thinking get your shotgun out, but it doesn't matter. The guy's so good with that weapon. He basically uses it as a shotgun anyway. Well played from Cougars. And now Lucent Esports, they're just going to rotate. They're going to make sure their home hill is okay, but out of nowhere, Dysix. He's taken the Ember and he gets the kill as well. Well played from him. Lucent Fractures gets put back into next week. Put back into last week, should I say. Apologies. And now Lucent Esports, they do have to hold this.
They do indeed. Dysix, a sneaky kill there and a lovely body shot with that Ember. Very, very difficult to really see him there, as you know, we've got the benefit of X-ray vision. They do not, obviously, so
what are they doing?
Sneaky plays are usually successful plays.
Does he not notice that the guy's there as well? I don't think he has, unfortunately, from Fable reaction. The kills again going in each of these teams' way. It's just a bit of a scrap there, but well played from Zorkos and Cougars. They come out on top there, and now again Regal Reserve. They have 4 members down. And one member alive. He just has to hold the home hill as best he can. But obviously, as I say that, you know, Lucent Esports, they do have a 50-point lead nearly. So Regal Reserve, they're going to have to do something. They don't want to. I mean, if you go to a 5-4, that is a dodgy position to be in. Regal Reserve, they don't want to have the advantage in Lucent Esports way, especially as it is so close to the later of the rounds. But Lucent Esports proving too strong. They take that 5-4.
And that fight up for the second Ember there, that kind of sold that round there for Lucent. They managed to pick up, you know, a few kills there, but at the end, Lucent just clutching up 2 great kills at the end, securing that Ember, securing that E-Hill, and that was all she wrote for that round. 5-4 now the score. Lucent Esports going ahead once more. They are, of course, 1 map ahead. They did win that first map on a tiebreaker round, around 13, and well, Regal Reserve looking to bounce back now. They have the weapon placement. They are going to place the hammer bursts down at this cargo, this pipes area. The jewel spawns down on the south side of the map. Hammer burst just as a support weapon. You know, a little bit longer range than the hammer burst, and it is obviously burst fire for those at home that, you know, are pretty new to the scene. It's always nice to get a little bit of an explanation about these weapons.
Well, if you're Lucent Esports, or if you're a Lucent Esports fan, sorry, you're licking your lips at the prospect of 2-0 Regal Reserve in the loser bracket finals, and they are desperately close to that. Dragons comes out of nowhere and takes down Cougars. They do have a kill here. Oh, and he takes down Zorkos. He's brilliantly held his shot there, but unfortunately his fracture just comes in the back. This is a massive 1v. Oh, Shadows. He's just there. He gets the 2-piece as well. And the M-bar as a reward for his great double kill. And now Regal Reserve, they are on the hunt, and Physics looks like he's in a position not to do anything about it. I feel like they're going to go for the pressure. Well played from Regal Reserve.
Yeah, really well played in Shadows. This is his round, obviously. Nice double kill, picks up a kill with the M-bar. Could have got one more there. Difficult to really shoot through that smoke. Just doing his best just to delay Lucent as this domination does tick in. 5-5 now, the score tied back up. 2 rounds for one team, that's all it's going to take.
It is all it's going to take indeed. 2 rounds, and Alex, put yourself in a Lucent Esports member or a Regal Reserves member. Put yourselves in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. What are you feeling right now? What's the emotion in the 2 camps?
You know, we've seen the situation all through this series, to be honest with you. It's been a very, very close affair. Both teams, you know, they've been tied up almost all the way through, and it is up to Lucent now to kind of dictate the field. Regal have been dictating this map all the way through with these placements, these weapon placements, just forcing the fight up towards the stern area. The M-bar obviously being crucial to their victories, and also just to draw the members of Lucent up there for the big scrappy fight that the Regal team enjoy. We do see now, though, something completely different. The boom shot going down in the middle of the map, not something we see that often. This is going to change things up drastically. This looks like a Lucent special, to be honest with you. Something they've prepared, perhaps.
Oh, no, it's not going to be a Lucent special, Alex. It's going to be a Regal. They do take the first blood and second, and they do come out with the boom as well. So Regal did a brilliant job in taking that. Those 3 kills, should I say, and 3 down for Lucent Esports. Zorkos and Fable, the last ones left alive, and Fable reaction. We know he is a good marksman, fantastic player with the snipe on Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3, if you remember. If you were back playing those days, and he's doing a brilliant job here, just putting the pressure on. This is a very big 1v, and he does take it. Well played from Jack Reaction. What a play that was to ensure that Regal reserve. And look at the boom. What has he done there? Oh, he's taken the third piece. Well played, Jack, you absolute monster.
That's it.
Going
Give it up.
off.
Give it up in
Making
the
sure
crowd.
Lucent Esports do not get trip cap, and now the tables have turned. It's 5 members dead. And now Lucent Esports are looking like they're going to take this trip cap. Strikers, he's the only man left alive. Can he get a touch? I don't think it's going to happen. And Lucent Esports, they take that 6-5, but it's all thanks to that man on your screen. What a play that was from him. Brilliant stuff.
Brilliant stuff. And as we said, these big-time players coming in and reaction, well, he's one of, he's the old god. He's been around for so long. This is what we like from this player. This is what he's known for. He's so clutch in these high-pressure situations. We saw it on the screen right there. Just giving it to Regal Reserve pretty much across the map, really. 6-5 now. Lucent ahead. 1 round to win it all. They've almost booked their ticket into this grand final. They just need 1 more round, and the boom shot is going to be the fight that may secure that.
Well, Regal Reserve, they're going to be kicking themselves. They just allowed, well, I say they allowed. Jack did such a great job, but look, he's picked up the boom, he goes down, Fractures takes down Dragons, and Physics takes down Shadows, and Strikers as well. And now, look, we are in a position where Lucent Esports can close this out. Now, all they need to do is take out Swift and make sure that he does not get a kill of his own. This is great team fire, but it doesn't matter because Swift does take down Physics. And now, look, we're seeing a position here. Lucent Esports being put, but it is kind of... well, I didn't even see that. Reaction does have the boom. He does get the 2-piece. Well played from him, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get the trip cap. Al, what are your thoughts here?
It's not going to be enough, you're right. The home hill hasn't gone in the favour of Lucent yet, but the M-bar has, and Zorkos has that in his hands. I'd like to see him trade that out, actually. I think on the hands of one of maybe Cougars or Reaction, it could be used a little bit better. That said, doesn't really matter because 2 hills in the favour of Lucent. Shadow's going to get crossed out here as the members move around Winch. The M-bar still been used actually by Zorkos to try and pick up kills mid-map, and well, this is all Lucent so far. And this is all off the back of a choke from Regal Reserve. They had the boom shot at the top. The domination was ticking. You had to hit 1 boom shot and you fluffed it. And now Fable Reaction picking up another one. 5 dead from Regal Reserve, and it looks to be Lucent Esports walking back into that grand final. Now we are going to see a rematch.
We are going to see a rematch indeed. Alex, Lucent Esports, Jack Reaction. What a play. What a man. What a game.
What a hype game, ladies and gentlemen. Lucent Esports 2-0 they finished that one off with. And what an interesting one as well at the start, wasn't it? Forge Blitz, we kind of talked about it, we touched upon it. Advantage Lucent in the map pool. It was back and forth, a lot closer than some might predict, but Lucent, maybe their experience just leading them out in the end.
Yeah, indeed. I feel like Lucent, they did so well to just keep organised in those last 2 rounds. But so I've said it, and I'll say it again. Reaction definitely won them that map, 100%. That play at the end there, it felt like Regal were just pushing them forward. They got 3 kills, and Jack Reaction. That 2-piece at the end there was unbelievable, and certainly, I mean, Lucent, of course, they as a team they've won the game, and we can't forget. We look at Lucent Cougars, we look at Lucent Fractures, Zorkos Physics. They all went off in their own right in that Forge Blitz map, but what a game that was! What a game to end it out! What a match! But no, yeah, Lucent too organised, and I felt like it just showed there in those kind of last minutes.
Bit of a rivalry as well. Clearly, the teammates of old of the Spanish. Boy, they were in each other's faces, essentially, with the trash talk. The trash talk from the first map pretty much lasted until the second started. The camera was on the whole time when you were talking. I was like, gee, this is still going on. A lot of bad blood, evidently, despite the quieter pre-game interview.
Yeah, Fractures, he didn't sit down, really, until the second round of our, but it is good to see, though. It shows the passion, right, in these players. Obviously, it means a hell of a lot to all of them. But... yeah, for me, that was Regal's to win. They were up 6-5 on that first map. Lost 2 rounds there, and they always struggle with round 13s. It's a shame because they were a fantastic squad up until that point. But soon as the question is asked, can you close it out? Time and time again, the answer has been no, and they need to go back to the drawing board and find out why are we losing so many rounds. We saw at the end of the Harbour as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That should have been 6-5 to Regal. It should have been 6-5 to Regal.
I'm going to say this once again. I'm so sorry to keep bringing this up. I don't feel like that was Regal's. Well, that was definitely Regal's round to lose. But I think it just took one piece of individual magic.
But it shouldn't have happened.
But yes, no, you're
they
right.
should
no,
not
you're right.
have let him anywhere
But
near them.
that's what keeps happening with Regal Reserve, and I'll tell you the reason why is because when they get to those scenarios, instead of playing your life, instead of sitting back and just getting the Lancer shots and playing it smartly, they're just running at him. Like they're giving him the opportunity. That 2v1 there. Yes, the first guy did roll back. He tried to keep his life, but the second guy, it's almost like he panicked. And the kind of the instant reaction was to just run.
Get closer.
Yeah, exactly. Just run towards him, and that you need to be smarter than that. You need to be better than that. You can't give someone like Jack Reaction, especially, the opportunity to do that.
And then the boom shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That pretty much summed that entire playoff. You've just seen your teammates get clutched up upon, and then the boom shot comes in, whiffs it, and then Jack Reaction, of course, is there, gets another headshot, confirms that E-Hill for his team, and Lucent Esports walking away with that one.
Do you think Lucent perhaps got in the heads of Regal after all that trash talk? And because we did see some blunders in Harbour. I've heard from the crowd, I've heard from many players that they were saying Regal, they're going to win Harbour. They're a very good team on Harbour. Much more unpredictable pick for some. But yeah, there were some blunders. It seemed like Lucent got the better of them in the end. Maybe the trash talk had a part in that.
I think some mistakes. And also, you've got to remember, Regal, historically throughout EGL, have been a kind of top 4 team. This is one of the only times we've seen them fighting for a spot in this grand final. They did a long time ago against Lucent, but it's the high pressure situations. It just seems to me, as soon as the question of is asked, can you step up, the answer is no. And they do need to look at why that is happening, because the pressure, the trash talk, it all adds up, right? And we're seeing again, Lucent Esports though, fantastic showing.
Yeah,
they're going through.
Truly.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was such a great match to watch. It was such a pleasure to cast it with you, Alex.
It was good.
I'm going to do a on-screen low 5, love it. But no, it was such a pleasure to cast with you, man. Yeah, it was a great showing. But Lucent, they just show they have the mentality to close those rounds out well, where Regal don't.
Yeah, fully agreed. Great casting, guys. Brilliant match. Commiserations, of course, to Regal, who have had a great tournament, of course. Can't question that. 3rd place secured for them. But as we go to a quick break, guys, please do not go anywhere, because we do have a grand final. It's a repeat of the winners bracket final. Lucent versus Space Station. Can Lucent cause the upset? We will find out. Please do not go anywhere.